Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the Grand Hotel, and welcome back to those delegates that have been with us before. Before we start this morning's proceedings, if I could have your attention just for the fire and evacuation procedures in the hotel here. As you look up towards the stage here, there's two fire exits on your left-hand side, one at the top and one at the back of the room. And on your right-hand side, there's one at the top of the room and two at the back of the room. In the event of an emergency and evacuation, we'd ask you to go through these exits and towards the final fire exits of the building. Once outside the building, make your way around to the assembly point, which is opposite the reception entrance to the hotel. And if we could now introduce the chairman, Mr. Tom Arnold.
Good morning and welcome to everybody here. Particular welcome to some of the new members of the convention who haven't been with us before. And I'm also conscious that this is being live streamed and there's a great number of people watching us at home and abroad. So I think we're gathered here this morning conscious of the responsibility on our shoulders. It's a privilege to be part of this convention, to be a member of it. But that privilege brings responsibility. And that responsibility is all the greater because so many people in Ireland feel deeply about the issue we are going to discuss this weekend, whether or not the Irish Constitution should be amended to allow for the possibility of same-sex marriage. The level of interest is reflected in the number of submissions we have received, 1,077. And we've distributed this morning a short paper which summarises the main themes in these submissions on both sides of the argument. And I would encourage you to read these because it is a good summary of what has been said in the submissions. Whether to allow for the provision of same-sex marriage in the Constitution raises significant ethical issues. Ethical issues have been raised in many of the submissions. And two aspects of the topic are particularly complex, around the legal and psychological aspects. And that's why we asked experts, and I believe they're the finest experts we could find in Ireland, to write papers on these aspects, the legal and the psychological issues. We asked them to write short papers in simple and clear language. So they're not extensive treatises on these issues, but they have delivered what they were asked to deliver, and I think they're very fine papers, and you will have the benefit of their presentation on these papers shortly. And I want to thank them for the considerable time they put into producing. Everyone knows it's a lot harder to write a short paper than a long paper. So, as we commence our weekend's work, I want to recall the operating principles that we've been working to as a convention. Openness, fairness, equality, efficiency, and collegiality. And we have been respecting these principles in the way we're doing our work, and they're all of particular relevance this weekend. Because the topic this weekend is one on which there are deeply and sincerely held views on both sides of the debate. And that means it's all the more important that we conduct our debate in a way that respects the views of other people, people who have maybe a profoundly different view to the one some of you will have yourselves. And we've managed so far in the convention to have debates in a respectful and a good-mannered and a good-humoured way. And I expect we'll maintain that standard this weekend. At least that's what I will be doing my best to ensure happens. The other issue in this debate, around this issue, given the huge interest in it, is again the need to be fair to allow and have presented to the convention the views of the advocacy groups. And we had many, many, many more advocacy groups making submissions than we had the possibility to accommodate in presenting to you here today. So we have done our best to be fair, to present people from both sides of the case, and you will see them presently. But I'm glad that a number of people who won't have the opportunity to present directly to you are actually here in the hotel in an auditorium downstairs, and I'll get a chance to talk to those later on. And they are following the debates here on live stream as everyone else. The final thing I just want to say is that we have been, as we go one meeting to the next, we've been trying to learn from what we do, and we're trying to make, in terms of format, in terms of process, we're trying to improve all the time, and I hope this weekend we'll see a further advancement in that regard. But in order to help us learn, we have a feedback form in the documents that you have, and it will be of great assistance to us if you would agree to fill in that form, so again we can continue this process of continual learning. So that's all I want to say at the outset, and I think we'll get directly into the substance now.